It was a very quiet flight. Of course, we were in the hands of the Halifax bomber pilot. We were all towed by Halifax bombers that night. And we knew that we were going over with hundreds and hundreds of bombers that night. They were going on to bomb the coast and inland railway junctions, road junctions, and everywhere, softening up the area behind the beaches where the Allied troops are going to land. And the flight at about 6,000 feet over the channel was very, very quiet. So much so that for my first time in a glider, I wasn't sick. It was a sort of company joke that I was going to be sick, and some bright lad at the back of the glider would always shout through as the company commander laid his kit yet, which of course caused a lot of mirth amongst the rest of the men. But no, that night nobody used that little paper bag. And after cast-off, which was the time we feared most, from then on, 7 minutes we knew we were going to fly in after leaving the Halifax bombers at 6,000 feet over the coast of France. Immediately after cast-off, the glider dived to get down to about 1,000 feet to, I suppose, to identify exactly where they were, although they were on a fixed bearing flight once they left the bombers. Then when we levelled out a bit at 1,000 feet, we opened the doors of the gliders, and one of them was straight in front of me. Sitting on my left was Lieutenant Brotheridge, my leading platoon commander, and he undid his safety belt, leant forward. I held his equipment one side, his platoon sergeant on the other side, and he leant forward very precariously and opened the door, which lifted up into the roof. And at the same time as it was happening, the door was opened the same way by the men sitting at the back. Actually, it was the section who were due to come out of the glider first. And if we were the first platoon to put the pillbox out of action, which we knew to be quite near the bridge, the end of the bridge. When then Brotheridge slumped back into his seat and put his safety belt on again, I could look forward at the fields of France, and it had an amazing tranquilizing effect on me and those of me near to me who could see this, because there you have the magnificent stock, horses and cattle, grazing very, very quietly with all these bombers going over. They were taking no notice of it at all, and it was so quiet. It was like being on an exercise in England. And as I say, this tranquilizing effect went right throughout the glider because we were all quite silent by that time.